Hi everyone, it's time to do a lather test. I'm going to start with my leafy soap. I had a lot of fun making this one. And it came out just, the colors really held up really nicely in this. I just what I'm really happy with. And it smells like the forest, which I love. And as I expected, of course, it's very lathery. It just feels great. Wow, that aroma is terrific. If you like the woodsy smells, you would love this. Just the fir, the cedar wood, the balsam, just, it's gorgeous. Okay, I'm over washing because, well, it's so much fun. It smells great. Okay, let me get this one out of the way. Creamy, just feels very good on the skin. You know, and one of the things, and I will say this, and I'll say it 1,000 times if I have to, because as I mentioned in another video, the previous video, someone had judged me rather harshly for pushing what I call natural soaps. In other words, handmade soaps by, well, we YouTube soapers. All for, except, you know, the larger companies or corporations. And they were basically stating that we don't have the knowledge to be doing what we're doing, and that our soaps are stripping, which I think just the opposite is true. For me personally, the soaps that come from a lot of companies are rather stripping. Oh, I'm sorry, I should identify the soap, so I'll just do it on the screen. But, oh, that smells wonderful. It just amazes me how people make an assumption that just because something is handmade, that it is of lesser quality by some people. There was a time in history not so long ago where something handmade was considered the epitome of quality. That's right, not something made in a factory. Factories were more about creating the same thing over and over again, as cheaply as possible and as quickly as possible. And, you know, within this country, our own Henry Ford perfected this with the assembly line. Some would say it's perfected, some would say that it ruined true quality, but that is an argument for another time. But I suppose the main thing that we lost when handmade kind of fell out of favor was the memory of the quality, of why handmade, of why hand craftsmanship, and true artists of any particular field, how that fell out of favor. It's sort of why people shop at certain big stores where you can get a 55-inch TV for $200 or $300, right? Something that just a few years ago cost thousands of dollars. You should question yourself, why have they got so cheap now? And what has that done to entrepreneurship, right? When I was young, there were TV companies that went out and created something over and above what the others were doing quite frequently. There were so many companies, Zenith and Magnavox, and there was a big one here that I remember, Curtis Mathis, which they made sort of they were kind of the Neiman Marcus of televisions at that time. my point is that when you get TVs available from overseas at such a cheap price, it's impossible to make them for that price here and make them of the quality that we in America oftentimes were known for. So why am I preaching about Made in America? Only because of my brothers and sisters here. I am American. And that's just a luck of birth. I didn't have anything to do with that. My parents weren't from this country. I just got lucky. Anyway, back to where I was going with this. Try where you can to purchase American. This bowl is a prime example of that. This bowl is over 200 years old. It is. It has been authenticated. This is one of my treasured possessions, which I've never shown before. I just decided to bring it out. I use it as my fruit bowl. Most of the times, this is full of oranges and apples and bananas. But I wanted to just bring it out and show you today. And how many wood bowls can you fill with water, right? This one has, first of all, probably, at least since I've been alive, and before that my mother, it's been coated in mineral oil at least once or twice a year. And that keeps it waterproof. And it's just perfect. There's nothing needs to be done to it. It doesn't need to be changed. It doesn't need any improvements. It just is what it is. And if something like this can survive handcrafted by an artisan, that should say something to us about what can be done by people with their bare hands. And we in the soaping industry do that every day. Sure, some of us may use fancy cutters that cut all of our soaps at once. Some of us may use, most of us, I guess, now use hand blenders instead of a whisk. Yes, we do use tools now in our craftsmanship. And yes, so that we can make more, so that we can make it more cost efficient. Yes, absolutely, we do those things. But the product that we're producing, I feel confident is better than 90% of what's available in the stores. Now the stores are starting to sell more artisan type soaps. In the Walmart that is in the next town, they actually now are starting to carry these things that I don't know that they're truly small artisans, but they have that appearance. And it's strictly business with Walmart and certain other retailers. They're going to, if the public wants it, they're going to bring it in if they can do it at a low cost. But I can't make it as cheap as those people make it because, well, maybe they're able to purchase 100 times more oil than I can and get a bigger discount in it. Okay, I've been going on way too long here. This was just during a break that I had at work here on Monday. I hope you're all having a great Monday. I'm sorry I pontificated so much today, but I just wanted to chat a bit. I still had that on my mind about that person's post about handcrafted soap, and I just wanted to show handcrafted soap is great stuff. The bubbles hold up, it gets you clean, and my hands aren't stripped of oils. If I were to use certain other products online, I know that my hands would feel dry and I'd have to immediately put a moisturizer on them. I don't feel that using my handmade soaps. All right, so thank you so much, everyone. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you back soon. Goodbye.